Hi friends, happy Sunday. Welcome to this reading vlog. It's been a long 4-day weekend for 4th of July. I need to just clean up, probably listen to an audiobook while I do that. I haven't been listening to an audiobook. I kind of fell off the gym bandwagon. I'm getting back tomorrow. That's kind of like my audiobook time, and life's just been a little bit crazy. So I haven't been listening to an audiobook. I have been reading. As I mentioned, I'm on a big Greek mythology kick right now. So I'm currently reading Atalanta and really loving it. Today's plan is start the new audiobook. I believe the audiobook I have right now on my Libby is The Women by Kristin Hannah. I'm a big Kristin Hannah fan. Oh my God, there was a butterfly that just flew right to the window to say hi to me. It's also been 100 degrees on the western part of the US for the last few days, and it's gonna stay that way. It's very hot. So today's plan is listen to that audiobook, get some stuff done. I have a little accountability list, so I'll check some of those things off. We're definitely going to try to finish this one today. Just about halfway done. 2 hours and 13 minutes left in the book. Love that Kindle feature so much. My new YouTube video is about to go live in 1 minute, so I'm going to just do some admin stuff on that, make sure it's all good, post it on my Twitter and things like that. If you're not following me, I have all my links below. If you haven't seen my latest Notion video, that'll be up as well by the time this goes out. We'll see what we get up to. $17 hours. Isn't this like just a silly little romance? I just put this on my hold for some reason. I'm not really sure what that's about. Okay, yeah, let's see. I still have 2 weeks for this. So I think that's what we'll start today. Currently reading that. Both formats of Elektra are also on my Libby right now. We're gonna start listening to this one while we do some chores. Not even 30 seconds into it, and I need to look up who this narrator is because I love this woman's narration and I recognize it, so I need to look it up. You don't get any bruschetta, sir. I'm also 25% of the way done with The Women already. Really loving it, as I knew that I would. Now, I am not someone who is necessarily a big fan of like war stories in general. However, I think that Kristin Hannah does it in a way that I enjoy, and it really does click for me. In this one, it's like I mentioned, the Vietnam War, and my grandfather did serve in the Navy in Vietnam, so it is hitting for me personally on a personal level. Hi friends, it is much later now. I am nice and showered. I ate my sandwich earlier. I have a nice crisp beer here left over from like 4th of July. Just sitting here reading my Kindle, Atalanta, the Greek mythology. And I haven't chatted about it yet, so I just wanted to like give some quick thoughts on it. I obviously am really enjoying it. This one's been a quite quick read. Atalanta is not a woman in mythology that I have heard or been familiar with. This just came up on my Libby, and I'm, as you guys know, on a big Greek mythology kick. So Atalanta is a story of a woman who is deserted by her father, and he leaves her on a mountainside when she's like a little baby, and she's taken in by the god Artemis. She is raised by Artemis herself, the bears of the forest, and also the nymphs of the forest. So Artemis protects all of these women essentially, and kind of her rule and her thing is that women remain virgins and they don't deal with men, live in the forest as a whole womanly tribe to avoid men at all costs. So then Atalanta is offered by Artemis to go out and become part of this like army fleet who is going to like go attempt this great like heroic voyage and get this golden fleece is the name of it, which I don't understand what that is. Still don't know. I actually even pulled out a Greek mythology, like not textbook, but kind of like one of those reference books that just has a lot of tales of Greek mythology in it. And I found Jason in the Golden Fleece, but I don't see any mention of Atalanta in this. So I'm very curious, like what the actual, I mean, this is mythology, right? So there's a lot of different versions of these stories. But obviously this is a retelling. So it's not necessarily exactly the same way that it went in the textual context of Greek mythology. But essentially like Artemis is like, you are the strongest of them all. You're stronger than any of us here. You're meant to be a hero. You need to go prove yourself. Like, you're blessed by me. And Atalanta goes off to get on this ship with a bunch of other men, you know, sons of like Poseidon and Zeus and Hercules and all those kinds of things. I do enjoy like an ocean sea voyage boat type of situation, like setting. Yeah, very interesting like stories of what being a hero means. She is going out into the world as like a real woman for the first time after being sheltered her whole life. Really enjoying it so far. Right now, I'm feeling 4-star vibes. Maybe 4.5 depending on how this ends, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying that it's like a fast-paced, quick read. I think this all in all is only like a 4 or 5 hour read on Kindle. 9 o'clock, I'm just gonna sit here and read a little bit more, and then I'm gonna game for the rest of the night. So I might not update the vlog at this point. I might just do some clips for the rest of the night. I do tend to like read my Kindle like literally in bed, like minutes before my eyes close and I hit the pillow. I'll be sure to update my final thoughts in this vlog because I only have an hour and 22 minutes left in it, so I want to finish it in this vlog. It's been a while since I actually used like a reference or textbook, so I forgot that I can actually use the index in the back, and I was just trying to skim the contents in the front to find what I was trying to read, but I forgot that indexes exist. I'm gonna be a total nerd and I'm gonna go look these up and see how they compare to the book. Hi friends, it is the next day and I finished reading Atalanta this morning. So I've been thinking about my rating for this one. I've settled on a 4.5 because as a surprise to absolutely no one, I loved it. This is the first of Jennifer Saint's books that I have read. It just didn't have that extra oomph that like Clytemnestra had to give it a 5-star, but I really enjoyed the pacing of it. I felt like it was moving fast. It was easy to read. The writing was not super eloquent by any means. It was very like matter of fact, like I did this, I ran fast, I did this, but it wasn't super like rudimentary. Wasn't quite as descriptive and like fluffy, for lack of a better word, than I kind of like in my mythology fantasy type of books. However, sometimes you need that, in my opinion. I was doing some more Wikipedia-ing, and so I found out that this was essentially like a combination of two different stories. A lot of mythology doesn't include her in the Argonaut expedition, and obviously that's either because she just wasn't there or because something that highlights in the book, men left her out of the story because she was the only woman among them. So I thought it was an interesting take from the author. This did end up mentioning within the last like hour and a half of the book that I was reading, the infamous hunt that she's more often cited in, where she goes and helps her lover in the boar hunt to like get revenge for something, I can't recall. So Jennifer Saint combined the two. And then the ending, I'm not gonna spoil it, but I loved it. I thought it was poetic. I thought it was fitting for the story. I think it made a lot of sense. I thought it was just beautiful in its own kind of morbid and sad way, and I just really loved it. I would highly recommend, and I literally have Elektra queued up on my Libby. So that's that. I'm not gonna get started with that one in this vlog, but if you guys have read any of these, please let me know in the comments. Atalanta, Elektra, Ariadne, which one was your favorite of Jennifer Saint's? I've now read Jennifer Saint, Madeline Miller, and Natalie Haynes are kind of some of the more prominent Greek mythology, like feminist retellings, and then obviously Costanza Casati. Of all of them, Clytemnestra is still my top. I don't know what it is about it. And Natalie Haynes' A Thousand Ships has so far been the weakest, in my opinion. I think that's going to wrap up this vlog. I will catch you all in the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. If I don't catch up with you again, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you again for 500 subs. Yes. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.